Hi guys, Sarai here. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have for you my September TBR. Now, as you can probably tell from the title, well, I haven't titled it yet, so I don't even know. But hopefully you can tell from the title. I'm also participating in Becca's Bookopolathon. So now, there's a reason I don't film TBR videos on my channel. And part of that reason is because I don't do well with TBRs. I am very much a mood reader. I don't follow TBRs very well. And they never just work out for me. So we're stepping out of our comfort zone here. I'm going to see how it works. There's not too many books here, so hopefully that will work in my favor. But yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into the game. Alright, here we go. Roll number 1. A 9. Monsters. And as you saw, for my very first roll, I landed on monster. So for monster, I'm actually going to read Friends with Monsters by Albany Walker. Now, this book I don't know too much about, so I'm just going to read you the synopsis. So it says, "Gather round close, for I have a secret to tell. Late at night, while everyone is sleeping, dreaming of white knights and fairy tales, I'm making friends with the monsters. They call to me. Like finds like, right? My biggest secret, I'm the scariest monster I know. I think I'm the bad guy. And it's supposed to be a reverse harem." So, we'll see. It sounds good, and I've had it for a while on audio, so I'm hoping I like it. I'm not a huge fan of reverse harems, but I have a couple in here. That wasn't planned, but so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay. Roll number 2. 4. New. So for my second roll, I landed on new. Now this one, I'm actually cheating just a little bit, in that I'm not doing a new book. It's been out for a while, but it's a book that I've only heard 2 people talk about, and it sounded really good and interesting, so we'll see. And also it's male, which I didn't know until I actually looked at it, but it's about a guy who has been raised by this eccentric billionaire who, it's almost like, it kind of reminds me of like Umbrella Academy when you think about it, except for all the children that he adopted were psychopaths. So they were all people who would have been prone to being serial killers. And he adopted all these children and trained them up to kill not good people, but bad people. And that just intrigues me. So the premise of the story is that one of these children actually kills the father of the love interest, and the love interest is now kind of out for revenge, but in doing that he kind of falls for his father's killer. It sounds really good. I'm hoping I really like it. I've actually just started it today, and today's the 1st, so hopefully I love it. Seven. Roll number 3. Okay, and for roll number 3, I landed on Baccarat. And for this one, I'm going to read A Strange Hymn by Laura Thalassa. This is book 2 in the Bargainer series. I know this is one of Becca's favorites, or favorite series, I should say, rather. So I thought I'd pick this one up. I read book 1 a couple of months ago, and I really liked it. And this one, I had been meaning to read eventually, but I just never got to it, so I'm going to pick that one up for roll number 3. Alright, here we go. Okay, so roll number 4 was an interesting one because I landed on The Railroad for Time of Day, and I honestly looked at my shelves. I thought about all the books I had on my Kindle, and to be perfectly honest, I don't have a lot of books with times of day in them, like morning, night, whatever. I just don't have a lot of books like that. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to pick. And then I kind of looked at her like description of it, and she said you could use darkness or shadow and light. And so I picked this book, and I don't know if this is going to be a mistake or not. We'll have to see. Well, one mistake among many, as you will see a little bit later. But I picked Kingdom of Shadow and Light by Karen Marie Moaning. Now, this is the final book in the Fever series. I think it's like book 10, I want to say. Actually, it might not be. Maybe like 8 or 9. But it is a book that I should have read months ago. It came out in February, and I still haven't read it. And the Fever series, I don't even know if you can see it on my shelf. You can't. But it's one of my favorite series of all time. I loved it. I started it when I was in high school, and I've just stuck with it ever since. And I still have not read this book. So, this is going on my TBR. Like I said, this could end up being a huge mistake for me. I'm hoping not, but we'll see. So have faith in me and pray for me. Roll 5. Oh shoot. Okay, whatever. It's a double. Dang it. Okay. So it's an 8. And it's a double. So I guess we're adding a roll. 8. And it's community shelf. So let's see what we get. I got Thriller. This will be interesting. So roll number 5 was a double, and I landed on community shelf. And in doing that, I got Thriller. So I don't read a ton of thrillers, but I do read a few, and I was actually already reading some for a video that you guys will see later. So I thought about it, and I thought about it. I was like, okay, well, I'll just include one of those books in my TBR since it was already in my TBR. And so, because of that, I decided to add Second Chance. I think that's what it's called. I hope that's what it's called. Yeah, it's called Second Chance, and it's by James Patterson, which is one of my mom's favorite authors, which that's a hint to the video. And so I was going to read, well, I've already read First to Die, which is the first book in the series, and I had read a couple of these books years ago from the Women's Murder Club. Like, she had convinced me years ago to read them, so I've actually already read this book, but I don't actually remember it, and I wanted to get back into it. But if you have read this series or you heard the series, it's really long. It's like 20 something books now, and it's kind of hard to get back into once you stop. So I decided to start over, and I'm on book 2, so Second Chance is in here, and the series follows Detective Lindsay Boxer, who is going around, I think she's in San Francisco, I want to say, and she's solving these murders from serial killers. So the first one was about a man who was murdering married couples right after they got married. So literally the first couple that dies in the very beginning of the book is has just gotten married. They go into their honeymoon suite. They get a knock on the door, and the man kills them. So, and that's in the very beginning of the book. That's not even spoilers. That's like, I think the first 5 or 10 pages of the book. He kills his first couple. So, I really enjoyed this book, or this series, when I used to read it. So, I thought I'd get back into it, and yeah. 7 rolls. I think I'm going to do 6 rolls, and then we'll see. One more. This right is harder. It's another double. Not too bad. We're not too bad yet. So we got 4. And I know I'm big book. So, roll number 6 was also another double. So that's 2 doubles. And I don't even know if I told you guys that my original number was 6 books, because usually I read about double that in a month. So I was like, oh, well, it's fine. I'll just start off with 6, and then for every double, you add a book. So it wasn't a big deal to me. But anyway, roll number 6, another double, and I landed on big book. So this book that I chose, so I can't blame anybody but myself. You guys, I chose Den of Vipers, which is well over 600 pages, and it's got a lot of controversy. Now, I will say, when I first heard about this book, I actually read a one of those little chapter things that they give you from this book, and I actually really liked it from what I started off reading, and I was like, oh, I'll read this immediately. I bought it on ebook, and then I heard a lot of people talk about they didn't like it wasn't that great, it was too long, and I was like, maybe I won't, because I don't generally love, like I said earlier, I don't generally love reverse harems, but I've heard also a lot of people that I really like and watch on YouTube say they really enjoyed it. So I've decided to give it a chance, and I'm going to read Den of Vipers. So not only am I reading a very long book, but also a book I might not like. So, yeah, that's where we're going with this. This month will be interesting. But yeah, so yeah, I don't even know what else to say besides yeah. Alright, ball number 7. Hopefully no doubles. A 4. Lowest rated. Oh. That's not too bad. I mean, hopefully not. We'll see. So, roll number 7, my lowest rated book. Now, I don't really keep track of my books on Goodreads, so I actually went through and added some of my physical books that I own that were not on Goodreads, and you'll see here, I'll probably put it here, how I went to my lowest rated, and that book was Music of the Night by Angela J. Ford. This book, I'm not even gonna lie, I bought because of Instagram ads, and the book was so pretty, and it's Phantom of the Opera, and I love Phantom of the Opera, so we'll see. It's basically about a girl named Aria who has been taken in by this count who wants her to sing for him. It's her requirement in order for her to be able to stay with him, because I think she's been orphaned, yeah, after the death of her father. So she isn't really sure about this, and she lives in this very weird town where people are being murdered, and they're blaming this man who lives in this tower. And she ends up meeting this man, and they kind of get feelings for each other, and they make music together, and he teaches her music. And at the same time, she's kind of questioning, can she trust him? Is he the murderer? And things are unfolding in this town. So I don't know. It doesn't give me high hopes that it's the lowest rated book, but we'll see. It can be fantastic. I might love it where other people didn't, so who knows. Alright, roll number 8, which will hopefully be our last roll. Let's see. It's a 7, and it's our last roll. Gods. Oh. Okay. And the last roll, roll number 8, I landed on Gods. And for this one, I'm going to read a book that I got quite recently. It's in my last haul, my birthday haul, which you guys haven't seen yet, but it is coming up. I have filmed it and edited it. I just haven't put it up yet. But that is Gods and Monsters by Janie Marie. So this is about a woman who is recently divorced, and the world is being taken over by this plague. And to combat this plague, people are having to rely on the monsters, or what they deem as monsters, to save them. But they end up stumbling along this woman who just seems like your ordinary, average, everyday wife who has just kind of lost it all. And they realize that maybe she has powers, and maybe she might be able to save the world, but is she also a monster herself? So it sounds really good. I'm really excited about it, and I really honestly bought it. I'm not even gonna lie, mostly for the cover. All the covers in this series are so pretty, and just the art, it's just so pretty. So I had to pick this up. But yeah, so that is my September TBR. I'm hoping I will stick to it. It is very hard for me to do, but hopefully, because these are all books that I have really wanted to read anyway, it won't be too difficult, and I'll be successful. I guess we'll see at the end of the month when you get my wrap up. But until then, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you want it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.